Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back. I do apologize. I have been gone for a little while. Been very preoccupied with grad school and the finishing out the semester, so I really wanted to commit time to this review, but I haven't had the time to kind of sit down and do it. So here I am now. I've been wanting to review this for almost a month already, so it has been quite some time. Do bear with me. I just really wanted to talk about this film because I feel it's one that not a lot of people have seen, and I hope after you see this review that will change. So the film we are talking about today is one of the latest from A24, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, directed by Dean Fleischer-Camp, starring Fleischer-Camp with Jenny Slate as Marcel the Shell and IsabellaRossellini. This really kind of flew under a lot of people's radar, but as soon as I saw this trailer in theaters, I'm like, this could be something truly special. It's actually based off a short film series that Fleischer-Camp and Jenny Slate did together when they were married. Jenny Slate voiced the character of Marcel then. The same is the case in this film, even though the couple is now divorced, which is very interesting, and I may get into that. And obviously it's like, what, you're basing this off of a pre-existing short series? That doesn't always work a lot of times, not necessarily the formula of success, but obviously we've seen films like Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, go on to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. So you can take something that's gold already and still mine something out of it and find new layers to it. And another reason I was excited about this was obviously A24 picked it up, so that had to meant something. But also on top of that, just looking how fluid the stop motion animation is just from the trailers alone, I was like, this could be something truly special. Maybe like the Paddington 2, if you will, of 2022. Now, I must say, is not on that level. Let me get that off the top right there. But this film is just absolutely lovely. It's so wholesome. Everything about this film is why you want to make films, because first off, the technical craft is just incredible. The stop motion is seamless. The way these characters, the way these objects interact with their environment feels so naturalistic, feels so real. It's like you can hardly tell it's animated. Well, I mean you can, but it feels very, very natural, like I have been saying. And I absolutely think that this could be a contender for Best Animated Feature. I'm not sure because there is live action in it, but I would say more than 75% of the film is animated, so we're going to leave that one up to the Academy, but I think it deserves to be in the conversation despite the live action stuff, which is great, and obviously is the backdrop for the story. But I think the thing that is most impressive about this movie is how it's able to drag something out of what were just a couple of shorts here and there and turn it into something utterly, utterly profound. Like, this movie is so unique because not only is it heartwarming, it's charming, it's hysterical in the most wholesome way possible, it's clever, all these things, but at the same time that has a lot of these deeper message and underlying meanings about society and also about interpersonal relationships. But before I move on to any of that, I just have to talk about the cast in this film, which is just great, even though there's not too many players. Especially Jenny Slate as Marcel. Oh my goodness. Marcel is one of the most adorable, lovable characters I've ever seen in a movie in recent years. He is just so endearing to the audience right from the get, because he is naive. There are certain things he doesn't understand, and the way he goes about it is just really, really funny. You know, him trying to figure out these certain social cues, or trying to understand what certain objects are around him in his environment. But he's also very intuitive. He's very smart. This is a very, very well fleshed out character, and it's just a shell with shoes on. It's literally, they put a googly eye on a shell and then threw some shoes on. There you go. But really, one of the best characters I've seen in any movie from this entire year. And I just love all these different emotions and layers she brings to this character just through her voice. I think it is an incredible VO performance, and I think one that should be considered for some Annie Awards at the very least. Also, IsabellaRossellini is really great as Marcel's grandmother, has a very, very pivotal role in the film, and once you see it, you'll understand why. I don't think the movie works without her, and she brings an emotional crux to the film that was absolutely needed as well, especially for the character of Marcel. Yet again, another great performance of this film. And of course, Dean Fleischer-Camp, it is a mockumentary, so he's kind of the one filming Marcel going about his day-to-day life with his grandma. And yeah, he's good, you know, he's not like the front and center, but he is doing a lot of the interviewing stuff, and it isn't a fly-on-the-wall documentary. It very much is, the filmmaker is as much of a participant as the actual subjects he's interviewing, which I think makes this movie so interesting, because there comes a certain line where reality kind of crosses in to this fictional narrative, and I think it's very interesting considering that Jenny Slate and Dean Fleischer-Camp were married, because that does play a role in this film's narrative, and I think that's what's so interesting. It isn't just about this subject, it also gives depth to the filmmaker behind it, and also enhances the message in the film. And there's a certain line that Marcel says that I just think is basically Jenny Slate talking to Dean, and I think it's like so funny, like knowing that context and what happened in real life. I think it enhances it even more. And this film has a lot of interesting ideas to say that are very prevalent to today's day and age, especially in social media and in content creation. It has a lot to say about, Marcel even says a line, it's not even a community, it's an audience, which I think is like really, really poignant. And I think that's the other thing I love about Marcel's character. Even though there's certain things he may not know, he has like these insights that I think kind of like a child would have, you know, that kind of stand out to you, is very profound and very poignant. And that's certainly one of them. Really makes a point about this stuff, how we view, well, I'm not necessarily speaking for myself, but how we see certain people in the limelight, and we kind of see them more as something to enjoy, as opposed to actually kind of humanizing them, in some way dehumanizing them. Which happens to Marcel in the film. And it has so many important ideas about community and about the people that come in and out of our lives and shape us, and how important it is to adapt to change. Really, really weighty stuff when you really boil it down to its essence. And also, I love how it is all about Marcel is a very, very selfless character, and I think that is another reason why you were drawn to him so much in the film. But I think more than anything, this film, somehow, this mockumentary about this shell that wanders around this house, is really saying to us, don't let life pass you by, and take everything around you and just appreciate it, even the little things, and how we are all connected in some sort of way. I think it really is such a beautifully touching message, as is this film. Just really, the visual humor works, the actual auditory comedy works. I mean, there's so many things in here that are working from such a high level, script-wise, and just how it is executed so flawlessly with the animation. I think one of my only criticisms with it, though, I think the way this film wraps up feels a little strange. I guess it didn't really have much of a climax in that sense, and not necessarily saying, oh, every mockumentary film, or documentary for that matter, has to build up to like this certain thing and just keep you on edge, because not every film is going to be like that, especially in this genre. I also thought there was a lot of overuse of like going in and out of focus. I mean, I get it's a documentary, but after a certain point it's like, okay, we get it, you can kind of cut back on this stuff, we understand what you're making. But other than that, you guys got to check this film out. It's one for the whole family. one that kids will enjoy, but just because of the shell wandering around, it's fun to watch. But also, I think one that, on a deeper level, adults will appreciate even more, considering the thematic display that this film has in store for its audience. So yeah, guys, I'm going to give Marcel the Shell with Shoes On an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, one of the best movies of the year, so I wanted to let everyone know. I think it may still be playing in some theaters, especially if there's any independent cinemas around you. So please don't let this one pass you by, and if you do, just please go check it out on home video when it comes out, whatever platform it hits. So yeah, guys, if you have seen Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think about this gem of a film, because that's what it absolutely is. One of the best films that A24 has put out this year, besides Everything Everywhere All at Once, which obviously deserves all the praise and all the shine. But this one deserves a little spotlight on it too, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. I do hope my review did do it justice. It has been a while since I've seen it, so please, I hope you bared with me to the end of this review and enjoyed it. And if you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're not going to want to miss these upcoming reviews, especially Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Can't wait to see that one. And of course, we just kicked off the top 80 albums of the 80s with Mr. Johnny Radio. So if you haven't checked that out, please, I'll leave the link up here and you can go check that out on his channel. You're not going to want to miss that one at all. And we're going to continue on with it. It's going to be on my channel this upcoming week. So yeah, guys, thank you again for tuning into this review. And until the next video, take care.